This is an entirely negative show. There is nothing positive whatsoever. It is a hopeless affair from front to back. Not a speck of hope. Because I'm telling you, people, I'm at that age where I want to spit on most people that I interact with throughout a day. If spitting were not assault, I say this without exaggeration, I'd be spitting on and then running away from 7, 8 people a day, easily. And only running away out of fear that they might recognize me as a comedian. Not for safety, because I'd only spit on children and men and women smaller than me. And here's why. Because it's all shit. The whole thing is shit. And I'm glad it's shit. Because I knew this is where we were headed, okay? And I've known for a long time. That's why it bothers me that my progressive friends have now adopted that perspective. That's now a progressive way of thinking, you know? They're all walking around. These are the people that always called me apathetic and pessimistic and negative and whatever. Now they're all walking around going, oh, there's just no point to any of it. Don't you get it? Like, it's all hopeless. Like, fuck it. I microdose. That's what I do. That's how I get through it. So, just, you know, that's just what it is now. Fuck you. Fuck you. I felt that way since at least 96. At least. You're not teaching me anything. Yeah, sorry I didn't need Trump getting elected to go, something's not right around here. Something's off. I like that joke because it works for Trump haters and supporters. Yeah. If you hate him, you know, you're like, yeah, I know, he's a psycho, right? And if you like him, you're like, that's how fucked up everything was. We needed it. So, this show is based on my perspective of the culture, and it's not good. It's not a good outlook. But I noticed something. All of our perspectives are based somehow in religion, okay? And even if you're not a spiritual person, your perspective comes from some sort of theology. So, for example, I have a lot of friends that'll say to me, Joe, just be positive. Put positive energy out, you get positive energy back. It's that simple. It's an exchange of energy. You just be positive and it all works out. That's a very Wiccan way of thinking. That's what Wiccans think. Just be positive. It's that easy. And they used to murder Wiccans by the dozens. I didn't look it up, but it was a lot that they killed. And you'd think, oh, that's weird. Why would you murder somebody just because of their outlook on things? And then you meet a Wiccan at a party. And they're like, do you want to read my moon poetry? Were you talking like this back in the 1600s? That's probably why they killed all of you. You're at a party with like a magistrate. My period is in sync with the trees. God, put her in the fucking pot! I was not raised Wiccan, so I do not have that perspective. I was raised Roman Catholic, okay? So I have a very worst case scenario perspective. That's the Roman Catholic way of thinking. Tell me how bad it's gonna be, I'll accept it, and then we get on with our day. That's it. You're gonna be crucified. It's happening. All right, fine. Let me just eat dinner with my buddies, and then we'll go do it. So, this show's about my perspective on the culture, and I just gotta tell you, I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. It's coming from the fact that I'm tired. It's a hustle. You're hustled from sunup to sundown. It's exhausting. I can't do it anymore. Everything is a hustle. Quality. Quality is a hustle. It's fake. Doesn't exist. Everybody in this room, all of you, you spend great money on shit. Every day of your life. Great money on shit. Now, here's how they get you to do that. What they do is they take utter shit. Okay? Utter shit is worse than regular shit. There's a shit scale. And utter shit is the worst kind of shit. They take utter shit and they tell you it's pretty good. And you'll spend pretty good money on utter shit for so long, eventually, you'll spend great money on regular old shit. First class is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. First class sucks. It's a chair you can fit in. That's it. That's all it is. But they make coach class so utterly shitty that by the time you get up to first class, you're like, oh my God, this is fantastic. My kneecaps aren't turning inside out from the seat in front of me. I get free orange juice before takeoff? What am I, a princess? This was definitely worth an extra $1,700 to Tampa. If you work Monday to Friday, you are a victim of the greatest quality hustle that has ever existed. The weekend. The weekend. You think it's good, don't you? Friday night rolls around, you feel blessed. That's how utterly shitty they make your work week. They make it so fucking unbearable that Friday hits and you're like, oh my God, what a treat. I have just under 48 hours to tend to everything that I was too dead in my soul to tend to all week long. And I get to do it hungover? This is tremendous. Quality is a hustle, but it's not the filthiest hustle. The filthiest hustle is progress. Progress is a complete hustle. And here's how that hustle works. They make you think they're making change happen, and they're not doing shit. All right? And here's how they do that, by showboating. Progress people, they have to put on a big show. And what a big show does is it distracts you from the fact that they ain't doing shit. All right? Protesting. Would you stop? Stop with the protesting. Let me tell you about protesting, okay? All protesting is, it's like laying on the horn in traffic. Pisses a lot of people off, makes a ton of noise, doesn't change a fucking thing about the situation. But people love to put on a show, man. Victoria's Secret did it. That's a great example. Victoria's Secret, they made headlines a few years back. They made headlines because they hired the first ever female model with Down syndrome. All right? And everybody's very proud of Victoria's Secret. Oh, this is so great. Victoria's Secret was patting themselves on the back. Look at what we've done. We're breaking down the boundaries of beauty here at Victoria's Secret. We're creating progress. And it was bullshit. It was a hustle. Felt bad for that girl. Because Victoria's Secret did to her what they do to every woman they hire. Because they didn't go out and find any old gal with Down syndrome. They went out and found the hottest gal with Down syndrome. And that meant one thing. She didn't look like she had fucking Down syndrome. And that's not progress. You gonna give me technicality Down syndrome right now? She doesn't look like she had it. She's got it. It's in there. Look at the recipe. It's in there. The notes are subtle, but it's there. You gotta stir some shit up if you're gonna do it. Make some people uncomfortable. They did it right in the 80s. They did it right in the 80s. In the 80s, there was a TV show. It was called Life Goes On, okay? Life Goes On was about a kid who had Down syndrome who was named Corky, okay? The actor that played Corky, he had that shit. All right? He had 4 on the floor, pedal to the metal, Down syndrome. They didn't go find a kid that looked like Brad Pitt with puffy eyes, all right? They got a kid with Down syndrome. They put him in your goddamn face every week. I remember, because I used to watch the show, and I laughed for all the wrong reasons. Because that's what you do when you're young and you feel uncomfortable. You laugh. And progress needs to make you feel uncomfortable or it's not happening. Hollywood does this shit all the time with racial progress. By the way, everybody, Hollywood's gonna fix all the racism. Isn't that great? Hollywood, the place that started most of the racism. Yeah, they're gonna fix it now. And how are they gonna fix it? Well, by changing the genders and ethnicities of your favorite comic book characters, of course. Because that's where the problem is. Hey, Hollywood, create some new characters. Stir some shit up. Put a little effort into the solution to the problem you created. But now, just gonna put on a show, shoehorn in a new character trait 78 years into a publication. And I'm an asshole because I noticed. I'm the asshole. Because I think it's weird one day when I open Batman up and he's like, Robin, I gotta pray to Mecca over this Joker situation. Pray with me, Robin. I'm the Muslim Batman now. Accept it. It just happened yesterday. We need diversity here at Marvel Comics. All right, boss. Should I stay late and create some new characters? No! I drew a pussy on Thor. We're good. I don't want to be here all night. Come on, happy hour, man. Let's go. Here's how Hollywood diversifies. All right? Here's how Hollywood diversifies. They made a new version of A Christmas Carol a few years back on the FX network. All right? Took place when the story usually takes place, London, England, in the year 1880. Here's how they diversified it. They gave Bob Cratchit a black wife. And nobody in the movie brings it up. And I was watching it with my mom like, is anybody gonna say something about it? Somebody would say something. And they present it like, why would anybody say anything? What are you, a racist? You're a racist because you know how history worked. What's so weird about an interracial relationship? Nothing. Nothing is weird about an interracial relationship unless it's 1880. And then people mention it. Nobody's saying anything. The goddamn ghost would be bringing this up right now. Scrooge, never mind your shit. What's up with your boy, dude? Seriously. That's not cool, dude. How long was I dead for? What's going on around here? They do it with gender progress, too, all right? They do it to women. Ladies, they're fucking with you. They're fucking with you. And I say that to every woman in the room, whether you're a woman with a pussy or a dick, they're fucking with you. I don't want to sound condescending as a straight male, all right? But ladies, you better stop letting them tell you who your heroes are, because they're setting that bar real low. Real low. It's a way to keep you down, right? Pamela Anderson, she's a hero. She's a hero. She didn't wear lipstick outside. She's a hero. No, yeah, just like Betsy Ross. Got these girls on OnlyFans jamming their clams all day. Oh my God, she's so brave. She's so brave. Yeah, just like Rosa Parks. Same thing, except instead of a bus, it says jam and the clam. Nothing against OnlyFans, I whack off to it all the time. They're not heroes. That's why we're still having the gender equality in the workplace argument. It's crazy. And I will say this to the women in the room, I say this with great admiration. You were so strategic about making the hard push for gender equality in the workplace. Because the hard push happened during the Steinem era of feminism. And that really has only been about 40 years or so. It's not that old in history where that started. And these last 40 years were the time to do it. It's the age of entrepreneurialism, right? You can do whatever you want. Any product, any good, any idea you have, you can find an audience for it. You can monetize it. It's incredible. The entire globe is interconnected digitally. They make a new technology every 3 years at this point that changes our lives forever. You don't even have to work in an office anymore. You can work at home. And if you do work in an office, it's like fun. There's like ping pong tables and beanbag chairs and shit like that. It's amazing. So, very strategic to the women in the room. Now was the time to do it. A lot of opportunity. Oh, because I noticed you didn't push quite as hard. Back in like 1910. Fewer options back then. Okay. Well, maybe I want to work too. Just because you're the man, you get to go to what are my options? Honey, you can work at the quarry or the mill. That's where everybody works. I'll stay home. Wait. I don't want to work at the quarry or the mill either. It's 15-hour days, and you could die. High chance of that. What are you going to do while you stay home? I'll cook. I'll make chicken. You love chicken. Listen, I got an idea. Hear me out. What if we both worked at the quarry or the mill? And then we'd each only have to do an 8-hour day instead of me doing a 15er. That cut the chances of dying in half. And then we can come home from work and cook together. Wouldn't that be fun? No. I'll clean too, I guess. While Wait a minute. I'm getting the shit end of the stick here. I gotta go risk life and limb 15 hours. You're gonna stay here and cook and clean? Come on, that's not fair. You know that's not fair. You gotta sweeten the pot a little bit here. Come on, up the ante. Okay. Tell you what, you can hit me if you want. All right, that's fair. I'm gonna be in a shit mood when I get back from this place, so. Have the chicken ready, we'll see how it goes. I know that's not how it works. It's funny that way, though. But while we're on the subject, before I move on, sexism and racism. Which is worse? I'll ask you, sir. Which is worse? I'll give you a hint. There's only one correct answer for a man with your face. Which is worse?
I'm staying out of it.
It's the wrong answer. Sir?
Sexism.
Jesus. You're not even with a girl and you said that. No! Racism is worse. They're both terrible, people. They're both terrible. But racism is worse. Here's why, okay? Racism never had chivalry. All right? Sexism, awful as it is, still contains chivalry. All right? You can be sexist for being too chivalrous. Ain't that some shit? Right? Excuse me, lady. Don't call me a lady. That's an assumption. Jesus Christ. All right. I didn't say pig. I'm sorry. So it's a bright spot, even at its worst time. You know, you get punched around the kitchen for a little while, but then you get a fur coat. I'm not saying it's an even swap, but it's something. No fur coats and racism, trust me there. Somebody's like, sorry I squirted you with the fire hose. I got you a coat. I'm gonna take you out dancing on Friday. I've been a real bear all week with the whip in there. I'm sorry about that. But sexism, racism, these are just two of the gigantic issues in our culture that the progress people say we're gonna fix. And you know what? We're not. We're not gonna fix any of our issues, okay? I know some of you still have hope. That's fine. You're allowed to. It's your prerogative. I know some of you still believe in this system, and you might go vote for a president. That's your business, all right? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't give a shit what you do. I don't give a fuck if you live or die, to be honest with you. You bought a ticket to the taping, that's where my interest ends. There is no hope for progress because there is no hope for unity. Unity's gone. And if you think unity's not gone, do me a favor. When you leave the show tonight, go home, hop on YouTube, and look up some Black Friday sale videos, all right? Watch grown adults pummel each other at 6 o'clock in the morning over a Nintendo Switch, and then think we're gonna come together on the complicated shit. It's not happening. There's no unity left. It's gone. People don't even stand by their families anymore. People throw their own family members under the bus on social media so strangers will like them. My mom voted for Trump, so we're done. You think I don't hate my mother? I hate her with all of my guts, with a burning fury. All right? But I shove it deep down, and then I go home for Thanksgiving, because that's how fucking family works. Jeffrey Dahmer could have been my uncle. The worst I would have said about him in public would have been, we all hope Uncle Jeff gets the help he needs. He's having a tough time. He's a good guy, man. There is no hope for progress because there is no hope for unity because there is no hope for tolerance. Tolerance is dead. And if you want to know how dead it is, just take a listen to how loud everybody's bragging about how tolerant they are, all right? Nothing is more suspect than saying you're the thing. Anybody that says they're the thing ain't the thing, all right? Anybody ever says to you, I'm actually very smart, they're fucking stupid. People bragging, I'm so tolerant, How about this? Be tolerant and shut your fucking mouth. Be quietly tolerant. You think you deserve a trophy because you acted like a human being? It's insane. And notice this, the people bragging the loudest about how tolerant they all live in like-minded communities, without fail. It's either these red state, gated suburban assholes, right? Or it's these inner city hipster metropolitan people. One or the other, right? It's either this guy, I just don't get why people don't get along in this country. We're so damn tolerant in my cul-de-sac where we live. There's 6 of us. We fly our flags and we grill, right? It's either that person or it's this person. Sorry you don't get it, America. Maybe move to New Fishtown where we do. Yeah. Because we solve problems here at a rooftop craft cocktail bar. That's owned by Questlove. I'm not impressed, man. It's real easy to be tolerant when everybody around you thinks exactly the same way you do. All right? You want a gold star for tolerance? Go live in a weird Eastern Pennsylvania town, like the one I grew up in. And when you get drunk with your neighbor, he says some real fucked up shit. But he's the only guy you know that drinks. So you tolerate it. That's tolerance. Staring at a beer, biting your tongue. Oh, don't respond to that. Let it slide. Just let it slide. He's an idiot. You're moving soon. There is no hope for progress because there is no hope for unity because there is no hope for tolerance. Why? Because everybody's lazy. Everybody's lazy. It takes effort to get behind these causes. It takes effort to make a change. People are lazy. My favorite thing to do is to go online and watch how lazy people can get when it comes to protesting. I know I said it's not effective, but the laziness is astounding. It's astounding. I actually saw this a few years back on Twitter, when it was still called Twitter, all right? I saw this. This was a real tweet. This is real. I was so proud to be a part of boogie boarding for BLM today. That is a real tweet that I saw. I feel that the B in BLM could stand for boogie boarding. This part's fake. I made this part up. Because we made waves on those waves. I'll tell you some lazy shit. I'm telling you some lazy shit people do with their cause, man. And you want to talk about a hustle? But man, does it work. You want to get your cause out there? You want nobody to be able to challenge or contradict it? Put a kid in front of it. Put a kid in front of your cause. Then nobody can argue your cause. If they do, they're against the children. It works. It works. Greta Thunberg, of course, the best example. I got no problem with Greta. I got no problem with her cause. But she's a great example of what I'm talking about. How old was Greta when she first, 14, maybe, right? She was like 15 or 16. They were globe-trotting her around to the biggest forums on planet Earth. She was screaming at grown-ups. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like 70-year-old men were like, I'm sorry, Greta. I'm sorry. I care. I swear I care. What happened to Greta? She's still out there. And she's still mad about the environment. But she's 22 now. Yeah. Now when she yells at people, they're like, shut the fuck up, you old bitch. God damn. Well, nobody want to hear about the environment from some 22-year-old, saggy-titted, barren-wombed old bitch. You want to talk about privilege, because people love to talk about privilege. You want to talk about privilege? You want to see privilege in its highest form happening? Look at how they treat these kids that go out there for causes. Kid goes out for a cause, a kid will commit crimes in the name of the cause, and all the grown-ups don't shame the kid at all. They pat the kid on the back. Good job. Good job. All right? Greta skips school every Friday to protest. All right? That's called truancy. It's a crime. It's a crime. All our grown-ups, parents, oh, good job, Greta. Nice job. Fucking Kyle Rittenhouse. Good shooting, kid. Nice shooting. Ricky Schroeder's here. He's real proud of you. He's good stuff. These young people have lost their sense of fear because their parents got their heads gassed up. And that's bad. Because when you lose your sense of fear, you cannot have dignity, all right? Dignity comes from fear. A lack of dignity is the most dangerous thing on planet Earth, all right? People think nuclear warheads are the most dangerous thing on planet Earth. They're not. They're not. A lack of dignity is the most dangerous thing. Putin is not scary because he has warheads. Putin is scary because he doesn't have dignity, and he will fire them off. All right? If every nuclear missile on planet Earth was at Dolly Parton's house, you'd sleep like a fucking baby. Right? We'd all be like, Dolly is so quirky with her warhead collection. I love Dolly. Nuclear Dolly is so sweet. These kids don't have any fear left, man. I'm telling you. And I know they don't have fear because I watch Beyond Scared Straight. All right? Now, just by clapping, does anybody in this room not know what Scared Straight is? The program. All right, everybody knows. So then you probably know it started in the 1970s, right? They'd take these bad kids, they'd send them into a prison, and these convicts would scream at these kids and scare the kids straight, all right? you know what I mean. They weren't gay. They weren't like, they weren't screaming the gay out of there. Stop sucking that dick! You know, they should change the name of it, honestly. It's confusing. But, anyway. The program used to work. It was a great program, and they would do this thing where they'd catch up with the same kids like 10, 15 years later, and it was beautiful, man. These kids had found their way, and now they were grown-ups, and they had become like drug counselors and youth counselors, and then they would counsel little kids to not make the same mistakes they made. It was beautiful, man. Guess what? Doesn't work anymore, because kids don't have fear, right? You watch Scared Straight for one reason. You want to see a kid have a nervous breakdown. That was the fun part. You watch it now, they don't even flinch. They don't flinch. You want to see a 14-year-old kid cry so bad. The shit doesn't work. I'm telling you, watch it, man. These kids going to jail. These convicts are saying crazy shit to them. They're like, I'll bite your fucking nose off. I'll eat it in front of your nana on Easter Sunday. The kids are like, whatever. You start to feel bad for the criminals after a while. You're like, this guy's giving an A+ performance. He's getting nothing. Convicts running in the other room to the director. I'm bombing out there. I'm bombing. I said the nose thing. It didn't work. The episode ends. Kid doesn't cry. Sucks for you. But what's worse is the kid doesn't get fixed. I wish they could rape one of the kids once in a while. Once in a while. Well, I don't want to see it. I'm not sick. I just want it on the table. Not the rape. This, you know what I mean? It could happen on the table. You know what I mean? I'm trying to save lives here, people. Then those convicts could pat those kids on the back. Just to slowly bend the child into a 45-degree angle. Hope the environment was worth it, buddy. All right, hang on to those bars. It's gonna get bumpy in here. But I'm telling you, man, put a kid in front of your cause. Where's the pro-lifers at? Clap, pro-lifers. They never clap. Statistically, there's at least one in here. Pro-lifers never. I've asked that question in Texas, and they don't clap. Even in Texas, they're like, man, I don't need this fucking smoke right now. Come on, dude. I'm trying to have a good time. Pro-lifers. I don't agree with you. I'm pro-choice, okay? But you want people to take your cause more seriously? Put a kid in front of it. You got the perfect cause for it. Go find a 3-year-old where the abortion didn't take. Send him hobbling out at the rally on a Tiny Tim crutch. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm what abortion gone wrong looks like. You notice the forceps dents in my head. They don't go away. So, you know, just think before you vacuum. That's all I ask. I gotta go. I got a photo shoot for a pack of cigarettes. I gotta bum everybody else out. There is no hope for progress because there is no hope for unity because there is no hope for tolerance. Why? Because everybody's lazy. Why? Because everybody's a child. No matter what your age, everybody is a child. We live in the most childish version of this culture I can only imagine that has ever existed. The fact that your iPhone will not recognize the word fuck when you misspell it is so embarrassingly childish. You've got $500 million of NASA technology in your pocket. You misspell a curse word and it stands there clutching its pearls like, well, I couldn't possibly know what word you're trying to say right now. No, I don't know because I don't talk that way. That's why. Emotional integrity being protected at all costs. Everybody puts their emotional integrity in front of everything. They put it in front of their physical health. If I have one more friend tell me their doctor fat-shamed them? Jesus Christ almighty. Listen to me. It's not fat-shaming when it's your doctor, okay? Okay? 6 people in lab coats didn't stand around you pointing and laughing at the office. You stepped on the scale, the metal thing shot across the room. They're concerned. People putting their emotional integrity in front of their mental health. In front of their mental... Look at who people go to now for mental advice. Life coaches. This is a booming industry. Life coaches. You want to talk about a bunch of fucking hustlers? Life coaches. You probably all know one at this point. They love to post the announcement on Facebook. Hey, everybody, just posting to let you know that starting today, I'm a life coach. I know I was an accountant for 22 years up until this morning, but starting now, I'm a life coach. Because you failed at your real job. That's what this is. Do not get it twisted. There is no qualification. There is no degree for life coach. It is a self-appointed position. These people literally fucked their life up. They are out of options. But then they spin it into this concept that, oh, they've seen such hardships that now they're qualified to coax you out of your hard-earned money. So they can so kindly coach you on how to not make the same mistakes they did. It is disgusting. Have some decency, life coaches. Do what all failures do and become real estate agents, okay? That's what the job is there for. It's the last stop before porn on the Career Express. This stop is real estate, folks. I'd get off here if I were you. You don't want to see what's happening at that next stop. That's the trickle down of failure. Life coach, real estate agent, porn. Stand-up comedy. This is the lowest. This is the lowest. People quit porn and start doing this. Do you understand? This is what Stormy Daniels does now. I'm not making that up. This is what she's doing now. There is no hope for progress because there is no hope for unity, because there is no hope for tolerance. Why? Because everybody's lazy. Why? Because everybody's a child. Why? Because everybody's a fucking bully. That's it. That's it. That's the ground floor. That's rock bottom. We have devolved into a society of petulant fucking bullies. Everybody. You got people on the left side of the aisle in this country demanding you be more open-minded, as long as they can tell you exactly who you're allowed to be open-minded about. You got people on the right side of the aisle demanding you be less open-minded, as long as your closed-mindedness still accepts them and all their crazy bullshit. And then you got people, they're not on either side of the aisle. They're not even inside the theater. They're outside setting it on fire. That's where we're at. I've been doing comedy for, I don't know, roughly 23 years. I've pissed a lot of people off. I don't mean to. It's just something about my face. Just bothers people. And since the dawn of social media, I have been bullied by the best of them. I pissed off the alt-right. They came after me. Brutal. I pissed off the Hollywood left. They came after me. Brutal. Bicyclists. Not a happy group of people. Bicyclists, the most cock-sucking group of people on planet Earth. On planet Earth. Lifestyle bicyclists. I want to be clear. I'm talking about the bike lane people, all right? I don't mean like the Grubhub guys on their Huffies or whatever, all right? You know, you got Chinese food on your handlebars. You're doing the Lord's work. Thank you. Keep it up. But the bike lane people, they're on a mission. They're on a mission to make a contribution to the planet. And their mission is so important, they'll kill you. They can't use their brakes. They'll kill you. Step into a bike lane. They won't slow down for anything. Bike! 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 Bike lane, move! First of all, asshole. First of all, you don't get to be tough with a jingle bell on your handlebars. First of all. Second of all, it's the bike lane. How about it's the I throw a stick into your front tire, right? You fly over the handlebars and can't walk anymore lane. We'll repurpose these wheels into your next vehicle. You're so tough, bicyclists. Get out of your pussy lane and get into the street with the real men on scooters. Anyway, you say that on the internet and they get mad. All these groups came after me viciously. They were all a bunch of bullies. And I learned the bully lesson yet again when I pissed off this latest gaggle of lunatics that attacked me online. Nurses. Nurses. I pissed the nurses off. Let me give you the backstory. About 14 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. It was very serious. She had to have a major procedure done. I stopped everything I was doing. I went home to be with her through the process. I love my mother very much. I make jokes, but I love her. So anyway, I was in the hospital day in, day out with my mom. And it became apparent during that harrowing time that some of the nurses didn't give a shit. All right? It was bad. It got bad enough that I'd have to leave the room, go call my friend Dana, who's a very good nurse that worked at a different hospital, and say, this is what's happening, tell me if anything's wrong, and tell me what I should do. And she had to instruct me. All right? Now you can imagine, somebody you love very much, their life is in the balance. You're watching this happen. And somebody is there treating it like it's just another day at the office. You'd get angry. And I got very angry. But I'm a comedian, so I wrote jokes about it. That's what you do as a comic. So I wrote some jokes about the nurses. A year later, I was doing a special for Comedy Central. All right? My mom's in the audience. She's feeling better. I do the nurse jokes. Everybody laughs. I point my mom out. Everybody claps. It's a beautiful night. That was that. I never thought of it ever again. Until. My social media person made clips of the nurse jokes a little while back and put them online, and they went viral in the bad way. It's bad when your phone buzzes and you look and it's a text from your friend and it says, do you go on TikTok a lot? And I said, no. And they said, don't. Don't go on it right now. Nurses came after me hard. Now, I'm going to tell you the joke that pissed them off so you have a frame of reference, okay? This was the joke. The reason you die at the hospital is because of nurses. I know it's an inflammatory sentence, but it was a fucking joke. It was a joke. Jokes contain exaggeration. Otherwise, they're just sentences. Anyway, I said, here's why you died at the hospital. The expert, the doctor tells you to come in, we got to work on you. You go in, then the doctor only works on you for like a few hours, and then the doctor leaves you with nurses for like a full week, and you die. It's a bad system. That's like bringing your car to a mechanic and being like, hey, mechanic, my car's broken. Work on it for, 45 minutes, and then let the receptionist fuck around with it the rest of the time. I don't care. I know nurses are more qualified than receptionists, but it was a fucking joke. Anyway, nurses got hot. Thousands of hate mail messages. Thousands. I'm not exaggerating, all right? They review bombed my bar and sandwich shop, Joey Rose's, in New York City. They review bombed us. They brought us down from a 4.8 to a 3.7 overnight, all right? Thank God the pig, Chris Stefano, told people... to get our backs. I know. I hate that you applaud for him. He's a fucking pig, and that's the only good thing he ever did in his life. But he helped get the reviews back. They started a GoFundMe to get me banned from TikTok. It worked. I got banned. Only for 3 days, but it was a tough 3 days, man. I call it my 9/11. It was hard. I know, but I'm back, just like ISIS after 9/11. I'm back. Can't hold me down. So I started to read some of the messages I was receiving because I thought maybe somebody wants to enlighten me. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe somebody wants to help. And I'd like to share with you some of the things I did learn from reading those messages, okay? Seriously, all right? First of all, let me just say, I learned all nurses are heroes. All. All nurses are heroes. Yeah, I know. Well, they made it very clear, one after the next, told me over and over what a hero they were. I also learned that being a nurse is harder than being a doctor. Yeah, I'd never thought of it, but now I know that, and I agree. Longer hours, less pay, definitely a more thankless job. Being a nurse is far harder than being a doctor. You know why? Because that's how a fucking hierarchy works. Economies have hierarchies. Has everybody hashtag boss bitch themselves out of common fucking sense at this point? Do you go to a construction site and see the foreman like, boys, please, let me lug the bricks today? What do you mean why? Because we're all boss bitches, that's why. And lastly, what I learned, and this comes in the form of a question. Do we have any doctors here? Just clap if you're a doctor. None? Really? None? Good. Because they're fucking useless. Nurses save all the lives. These fucking idiot doctors. Why, doctors? Why, you stupid morons? Why would you waste 6 years of your life and $500,000 going to medical school to become an expert? You could have queefed it out in 18 months at a Votech school in South Jersey. Fucking useless morons. It's a non-binary queef in that joke. I want to be clear that there's no gender attached to it. I'm not being sexist, it's just a funny word. Anyway, people will come to the show, they'll see this part. They'll go, oh, Joe, you're really doubling down on the nurse thing, huh? No, that's not why I'm telling you this. I have a point. The reason I'm telling you all of this is to illustrate that everybody is a fucking bully, all right? Because just like the alt-right, just like the Hollywood left, just like the bicyclists, none of the nurses took me by the hand. None of them tried to enlighten me. None of them said, let me teach you something, try to make you a better person. They all wanted blood. And if you think I'm putting too fine a point on this, let me just tell you how the entire nursing fiasco culminated. I started receiving death threats from nurses. Think about that. People that took an oath to save life were threatening mine. All right? They were veiled threats, but they were threats. All right? It'd be like, whoa, I can't wait to get you in my hospital, and some air gets in the needle by accident. I was like, what the fuck? It's a goddamn threat. Can anybody top that? As I stand here before you, bringing this show to a close, talking about how we have devolved into a society of bullies, can anybody top the irony of receiving death threats from nurses? No! Of course you can't. But I can. I got blocked by my own fan page on Twitter. I'll tell you the story, sir. Because that's how this works. He goes, how? I was gonna leave, but now I'll stay. I'll tell you now. Shit. All right, I guess I have to explain it now. Here's what happened. I have a band. My band is called Salsa Windfall, okay? Thank you. Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. This kid, he was a fan of my comedy, and then he became a fan of my band. So he started a fan page on Twitter, back when it was called Twitter, for my band, okay? Which was really nice. It was a really nice thing that he did. However, he didn't make it clear that he wasn't me. All right? So he would tweet out from the page sort of like he was me. And then people would think he was me. And they'd write back to him thinking he was me. And then he'd respond to them like he was me. And it was disturbing. So I would DM him and I'd say, hey, buddy, thank you so much for what you do and all the support. Love it, appreciate it. One thing, could you maybe stop pretending to be me? And he'd go, yeah, dude, my bad. I'll never do it again. I am so sorry. And then he would just keep doing it. And I got tired of asking him to stop, so I let it go. And that decision bit me on the ass. It was the morning of April 1st, 2021. I woke up. Eventually, I checked my phone. Eventually, I looked at Twitter. And I had all these comments in my mentions. People saying, why is your band breaking up? We like your band. Don't break up. I was like, what are they talking about? So I looked, and this kid had tweeted out from the fan account, Salsa Windfall is breaking up today. So I was furious. So I shoot this kid a DM. I go, hey, dude, I told you to stop pretending that you're me. You had no right to say we were breaking up today. Why did you say that? And he went, dude, it was an April Fool's joke. Then I was doubly pissed because I fell for it. So I start firing the rage messages at him. I go, I don't give a goddamn what fucking day it is, you little shit. You had no right to do that. He starts screen capping the DMs I'm sending him and posting them in the timeline with the commentary about me. Ooh, look who woke up in a mood today. I'm getting bullied by my own fan page. And suddenly, he's just fine with making the distinction that we're two different people. So, logic kicked in. Logic kicked in and goes, bro, put the phone down. He's gonna keep doing that shit. So I did. Hours went by. It was like 5 p.m. I was pacing around my living room. I was like, God damn it, I need closure. I need closure. I have to say something. I need closure. So I pick up the phone. And I sit down, and I start writing to him. But I'm still writing with emotion. So I'm writing things that aren't going to work very well and then deleting them before I send them. You know, I'll be like, ooh, you're so great with your 200 followers. I'm like, dude, you're making fun of your own band right now. So finally, a light bulb went off. And I knew exactly what to say. And here's what I wrote. I said, hey, man, I'm sitting here thinking of a lot of very inflammatory things I want to say to you right now. I'm choosing not to say any of them. Instead, I've decided to reach out to you as a human being. We don't treat each other like human beings anymore. And I think that's very sad. First of all, I just want to say I was angry earlier and I did not express it very well. That is 100% my fault and I own it. Second of all, I want to say thank you. People like you showing me support, showing me love, it lets me live a dream. Words can't express how much that is appreciated. You don't have to respond, but if you do, I hope you respond in the way that I reached out as a human being. I wish you the best. And that was it. That was the message. And I was looking at it like, yeah, dude, this is good. Did well. Very proud of myself. And I was about to send it, and another light bulb went off. And I couldn't resist, so I wrote, P.S. April Fools, go fuck yourself. And he blocked me. Now, to all my Wiccan friends in the room, sitting there thinking, Joe, you had it, and you blew it. You had the positive message. You could have put the positive energy behind it and sent it out there, and it would have been a win. Instead, this is a fail. No, you're wrong, Wiccans. This was not a positive energy exchange scenario. This was a Roman Catholic worst case scenario situation. And I'll tell you why. If I can be blocked by my biggest fan simply for playing an April Fool's joke on him after he already played one on me, well, that can only mean one thing, people. There is no hope for progress. There is no hope for unity. There is no hope for tolerance. Just like sitting in coach class, he's utter shit, we're utter shit. The entire thing is utter shit. Everybody is a lazy, childish bully, and all of you can suck my fucking dick.